Hello everyone. In this video we will see how to use Qt Designer to design your user interface, that is your UI file. First of all, let's make a directory to save it in. We call it test. So whatever our URL file will be, we'll be storing in this directory. So let's go to the Qt Designer and create a new widget. You have different options like display with buttons, like which you might have seen in many standard window formats, buttons on the right, and many others. Main window and widget seem similar, but the difference is in main window you will get a title on the window, as we don't need a title bar, so we'll just go with the widget and create. So this is your workspace. Whatever you want your application to look like, you will be designing it over here. First of all, let us save this. Let's give it a name and a location where it is supposed to be stored. So the desktop, test, design. It is saved as a UI file. Save. So now we can start. So this, what you can see, is your main window, and this is your name of the window. So if you want to change this, you can see on the right hand side lower corner, this is property section. Every item you will be creating for your UI will be having its own properties, and which can be modified from here. So let's select this window first. As you can see, it's selected over here, Q widget, and we need to change its name. So let's do it over here. Instead of form, let's call it design. So now your design is called as design.ui. Save it. Now the next thing we will be doing is, as you can see in the properties section over here, you can define what size of the window should be. So let's say we want the width to be 625 while the height to be 300. So this is where we are going to design our application. So we need a concept for that. Let's imagine we are working on for a system where you want to display how much power is to be provided. Like you can modify the power of the system, and it should be displayed, and we should be able to vary the power. So let's jump right into it. So as I said, let's title the window, like we have to, it is supposed to be power. So let's give this is the text label. All you have to do is, there are a number of widgets on the left hand side, if you can browse through it, like push button, and see spin box, there are display widgets, graphic view, calendar, everything. All you have to do is to drag and drop. So we just dragged a label over here, and to edit the name, double click it and say power. Oops, sorry. Text power. Okay, let's, as I said, if you click on it over here, you will be seeing its properties. So this is the X and Y location where it should be located. Let's say I want it at 1 by 1. I want the width to be 100. I want the height to be 30. Okay, that's good, but the power is aligned to the left. So if you can just scroll down, lower. Over here you can see the alignment section. The horizontal alignment is aligned left. You can just double click it and align horizontal center. Now the power is in the center. So the next thing I want you to see is over here, the size policy. Right now it is preferred. I'll show you what happens if the size policy is preferred. At the end, you will be making this display oriented either horizontally or vertically. Let's say we go for vertically, and when you run this, the power scaling according to the size of the window. So for my project I don't want it, so what will I do? What I will do is I want the size of power to stay constant, so go to size policy, say fixed, horizontal policy fixed as well as vertical policy fixed, and now it won't vary. So the next thing I want is something to show how much power is being consumed. So let's go for a LCD number widget. That's it. All you had to do is to drag and drop. This widget will show me how much power is being provided and is being consumed. So let's align it properly. The X I want, as the label power is 100, let's give the X value 101, while the Y value 1, because I want it in line. The width to be again say 100 and height to be similar 30. That's it. Now they are both aligned side by side. So I want to vary this power. How can I vary it? I want some widget to vary it. So if you can just browse through it in input widgets, like I want to give the input, right? So in input widgets you can see there's a horizontal slider or vertical slider. So I would like to go for the horizontal slider. I'll just drag and drop it, and again I'll do the same thing. The X should be this being 100, this being 100, it's 200 till here. X will be 201, Y will be 1, width say I want it a bit longer 300, and height similar 30. That's it. Seems good. And again horizontal policy to be fixed. I guess I didn't do it for the LCD display. Yeah, the policy is to be fixed. Oops, fixed. Okay, so now if you run this, yeah, you have a slider which you can vary, but it's not varying the number because we have not assigned it yet. We have not asked we have not created any program to give this value over here, so it will not be done by now. Now let's say we want to increment or decrement the power by a factor of 1, so it will be difficult from the slider. So let us go for a spin box. I'm just adding more and more widgets so that I want you to get comfortable with all the options you have. I won't be adding all of them obviously, so I guess this will be the last one. So let's say I want X to be, so till now it's 100, 200, 500 till here. So X will be 501, Y will be 1, say width I want it to be 100, and height is to be 30. I'll do this again. Horizontal policy is fixed, vertical policy is fixed. Okay, seems good. I can run it. Yeah, seems good. So if you're starting something, there should be something called like a quit button. So sorry, one more widget for you. If you can see over in the button section, there's a push button. All you can do just drag and drop, and again same thing for it. Give it width, we'll keep it regular 30, and it should say quit. let's cap it. Seems good. Okay, now this is the object name, object of the button. So to differentiate it from other buttons, you can change this object name while coding, like over here, so that you won't be confused while coding. So you can just click here and say I want it to be quit button. Okay, so this will be your object name. This is not the name which you are seeing over here. This name is down here in the text section, quit. Okay, this name is used while you're coding it. This is your object name. So let's do the horizontal policy fixed, vertical policy fixed. Let's give some locations. Okay, so I forgot to show you one thing. So now I want these 4 widgets to be in line all the time. So what I can do is select them all and lay them out horizontally. If I click this, they'll be grouped together horizontally and they will be as a part. Oops, what happened? So what happened here, why they shrinked? The reason behind it is you gave the size, right? You gave the size, you asked it to be fixed. And why did it change? The reason behind it is if you go over here and below size policy, there is a minimum size. So this minimum size is 0 and 0. That's not good. You want your minimum size to be size of your object. So if you change this, so now the minimum size is 100 by 30, and that for the slider it should be 300 by 30, as the slider width, as the slider width is 300. Okay, so now if you again select them all and lay them out horizontally, yep, that's what we wanted, right? So before we run this, I'll just place the quit button. So quit button should be in line with the spin box. It will look good. So the spin box is at 519 and 1, so let's do the same. X will be 519, but y won't be 1. Y should be something like 30, like this is 300, so 300 minus 30 will give you 270, but I want some space over here. I don't want it to stick to the lower bottom, so say 270 minus say 3 or something, so I will go for 268. Yep, seems good. So if we run this now, it's working. Okay, so one more thing, like you might be interested to know, like how to add an image to the application. So very simple, like you did for the power button, just go for a label, drag it, drop it, define its size. So what size should be over here? Give the size of the image you want to upload over here, or for the width and height. So before, just go where the image is located. My image, I know my image is located over here. This is my image. I'll just copy it and put it in our design folder. So if you right click this image, go for the properties, you can see in the image section it is 102 pixels by 41 pixels width and height. So go back to your Qt designer, your width is 102 by 41. That's simple. And again set your locations. X should be like the power button 1, while y should be 300 minus 2 as a margin, that is 298, minus 41 will give you 257. So go for y, 257. Yep, seems good. So whatever image you will be uploading, the logo will be over here. So let's see how to do that. If you scroll down, you'll see something called Pixmap. Just click over here on this arrow. Now you have two options. Either you can choose a resource or you can choose a file. The difference won't matter that much in the designer, but when you will create a code for it, when you will go in Qt Creator, this will matter. If you create a resource file for it, the image will be embedded in the binary file. Like, it can be like your executable binary file will be portable in that case. But if you go for just a file, in that case you will have to copy your file with the binary file every time. So we don't want to go for excess work. So what we'll do, we'll better make a resource file and put the image in the resource file. So just click on choose resource, and right now we don't have any resource file, so we will edit resources and new resource file. Let's name it resource. It is a resource file, and save it. So now you want to add the image in the resource file. So add prefixes, browse, and if you can go to your location, your path, the design, this is your image you want to add. Just click it, and what is it saying? Copy the image. Choose file. I want to copy it. I want to copy it. Okay. So the image is added. Click OK. So now your image is added with your resource file along with your project. So if you can go in the path where you have stored it, not right now, just click OK. Your logo is there. Your logo is there, and now when you run it, yep, you have your power settings, you have your quit button, and you have your logo. Oh, but what is this? You don't want this to happen, so something went wrong. You might have guessed it right. We didn't set minimum policy for the complete window. So let's just do that. Just click the Q widget over here, or you can just double click in the center, and minimum size is, it should be similar to that of the width and height, 625 by 300. So I'll just put 625 by 300 over here. That's it. And now when I run it, yep, it won't go below 625 by 300. It will stay constant at this point. It will go more than that, but it won't go lower than that. But what's this? Like, we don't want this happening, right? If we want to expand the window, then like we are not using this space. What I wanted was, when I expand the window till here, the power button and the whole upper bar should go till here. The quit button should be in the lower right corner, while the logo should be in the lower left corner. That's not happening. Let's see why not. So I hope you have got everything till now. So the expansion was not happening because you have kept everything as, oh, I forgot to do this for the logo. You have kept everything as fixed. Everything is fixed. That's why it is being where it is. So there should be something which is which should expand. So let's see how we can do that. We can do that by using the spacers. Take a horizontal spacer, put it here, drag it to the button, Similarly, drag it till the logo, and if you select all of them, lay them out horizontally. Yep. So now what will happen, if you can see, for the Apex Qt logo, the horizontal and vertical policy is fixed. For the quit button, it is fixed, but for the spacer, it is expanding. This is what we wanted. So whenever we will run this application and will stretch it, it will expand this spacer and push the Apex Qt logo and the quit button away from each other. So similar way, we want the same for, we should, when we are stretching it vertically, these two should be pushed away. So take a vertical spacer, drop it over here, stretch it till up, similarly way down. So this part is fixed, this part is fixed. The only part over here expanding is the spacer. And the final step, all you have to do is click the Q widget or the complete window and lay it down vertically. What will happen is this group plus this spacer plus this spacer will be laid out vertically, one over the other. That's it. And now when you run it by Control R, yes, that's what we wanted, right? Minimum is 625 by 300 and maximum it's expanding. So this was your Qt Designer. Thank you for watching.